Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I've got a bit nervous.
Don't be nervous, honestly.
I'm Cary, Crankson. I'm playing Jamie.
So I'm Frances Knight. I'm playing Emma, who is Jamie's daughter.
My name is Yusuf, Hofri, and I'm playing Matty, and I'm Jamie's brother.
Rebecca Stone, and I'm playing Lynsey.
I'm 18 at the start of the play,
Oh yeah, and Lynsey's 15.
and we went to the same school, and we've been in the same care home. I'm not there anymore, but we see
Still
each
see
other,
each other
and
regularly.
sort of starting a kind of relationship.
We're probably seeing each other.
Yeah, at the beginning of the play, and then the relationship progresses.
Yeah, I think so.
We have enough to have a baby together.
Yeah, I think they're really good friends. Good friends first.
It follows the life of Jamie, who, he does this one terrible thing that kind of sends his life spiraling out of control, and it sort of tracks the repercussions of that one act and how it affects his relationship with his brother and his daughter and his girlfriend, and how that one thing sort of destroys everything.
I think it's just an insight into someone's life, a working class lad's life, and it's about redemption and about his relationships and how he's grown as a person and how these people have grown with or without him in their lives.
Yeah, how he's going through life and just how he's dealing with life, basically. So,
Yeah.
And then there's this idea of hope, of how you can be rehabilitated, and the idea that if you could change that one thing, how you look back on your life and you think,
The consequences of your actions.
what if I hadn't have done that, how life could have been different.
Yeah, I think it's a really hopeful play. Even though it feels like the themes and issues are quite intense, I feel like each character still has a little bit of hope, which is a nice feeling.
it starts like way back, like was it 1983, and it just progresses straight through 20 years, and just you just see the progression, throughout the play, and
Yeah. Our first scene starts in 1983 and it spirals over like the span of 20 years. So you get to see Jamie in all different ages.
Because my scene's in 2004, so when we first meet Jamie, I'm not even in the picture. So it's that timeline of when you have your scene and they meet you.
Yeah, when I'm 8 years old and when I'm 18 years old.
So there's about a 10-year gap between each scene. It starts in 1983, and then jumps to 1994, and then jumps to 2004, and then it jumps all the way back to the beginning before the first scene that you've seen. And so you're kind of piecing all the information together. So the play just gives you little bits, and you're trying to work out constantly what's happened, why it happened, who these people are, and what it all means, until all of the final pieces of the puzzle kind of drop into place at the end, where you see the beginning. Yeah, it's funny because I'm not that far away from being 39, and so then I guess it's more about just kind of finding the different kind of energies of those different ages, and the kind of how it feels to be that age, and the experience and lack of experience, and what that sort of how that sits in your body, and yeah, how things change you. You know, all of the events in your life. You know, they're ever present, and by whatever age you are, you embody the experiences that you've had.
We were just talking about getting a talc in his hair and a walking stick, because you'll be really old.
We've kind of discussed the timeline of the moving dates and things like that, because it's mentioned in your scene about us moving up north.
Yeah.
And then it's mentioned about the fact that you went to Manchester. And so how we've sort of decided the timeline of events is that Lynsey and my stepdad have moved to Manchester with me. He's come and found us, so we've moved even further up north to Sunderland to get away from him, and he's managed to find us again. And that's where we meet, as sort of right, you know, I'm 17 at that point, I'm curious, I'm coming of age, so right, I'll go and meet him, see what he's about. So we did our first run through today, our first stagger run, because throughout the first week of rehearsals we had our first rehearsal together on the Monday, and then we've all been apart working on our own scenes, so we've got to see what everyone's been working on.
We just brought it up on the feet and then just put it all together.
Well, for me, this is actually my third rehearsal. So we started on Monday, and then to have it on its feet already feels a bit crazy, a bit early. But you've been in all week, right?
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah, so fifth rehearsal.
It's exciting though, to have it on its feet already.
Well, that's like our first time. Like it just flowed really.
Yeah, it was really useful as well to see Jamie and Lynsey, so Rebecca and Cary, who play those parts, how they use their mannerisms, because obviously they're my parents in the play, so it's really useful to see what they do and picking little bits from them that I can bring into my character to see that relationship a bit clearer as well. Yeah.
I think, you know, the play, it's an amazing play. You read it from the first time you read it, you're kind of like, wow, this is incredible. And then meeting everyone, it's been really great, and I think everyone's really well cast and amazing, and so, you know, it's kind of like, okay, you can all, you know, on the first day I was really excited, kind of like, oh wow, it's going to be a good one, could be. So it's written by Simon Stevens, who's like written so many plays now, you know.
Phenomenal writer. He is so good at giving a voice to the working class, and it's, you know, you read it and there's an authenticity to it, isn't there? Like, I mean, I feel like it sits really well in our mouths. I don't think it's a big jump.
When I first read the play, I didn't actually notice who had written the play. I just got straight into it and started reading it, and I was sort of getting through it, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is really good. I got to the end, I was like, bloody hell, that's bloody brilliant. Who's written that then? And I started looking through it, and it said, oh, thanks to HMP Grendon and Wandsworth, and I was like, it must have been written by somebody who's been in prison, because it really shows like it's so authentic, and then I kind of went through and I was like, yeah, so who was it? And then, Simon Stevens. Of course it is, no wonder it's brilliant.
Of course it is.
Well, this is a bit of a dream, isn't it, to work on a Simon Stevens play. Like, I mean, he's probably most well known for The Curious Incident of the Dog at Night Time, the stage adaptation. But you know, you've got punk rock, you've got pornography, which was one that we did at drama school, and so to be able to professionally perform in a Simon Stevens play,
it's just amazing, really. Like, just think about it, you have that opportunity to even perform as in a Simon Stevens play. So just raw, just powerful. I love it, really. So
almost feels like verbatim. It feels so real that you can't quite believe that this genius has been able to write something that feels just so much like a conversation.
Just so natural, just so relatable with life. Like.
So Scott Cras is our director. I've luckily been able to work with him before, but he's such a generous director, and when you're in the room he's so
humble.
and kind and welcoming, that when you get on your feet and you work on things, there's no barrier between the two. It's very collaborative, and it's just really
it's
nice.
sort of like you can just ask questions between you, and it's just like you can relate like to questions he asks and you ask and everything like that. It's just flows really. It's just natural.
No, it's been wonderful. Scott, I mean, I've only done 3 days with him, but it feels like a really collaborative play. Like, nothing is stupid to say. It's nice when it's such an intense process to feel like you have that freedom to be like, I don't know what that means, can we rip that open? And then, it's all up in the air. It's nice.
Yeah.
I
I think it's been quite a delicate process, and
it's been sensitive.
Yeah.
It's really sensitive to.
Just kind of softly, quietly exploring all the different bits, and just, really this whole week we've just been picking the play apart, and kind of trying to understand what each moment is about and what everything means, and so it's been thorough. And, what can they expect?
It's a play about relationships. I think they'll probably recognise it in people that they know, maybe. Loss, hope, abuse,
I think it's got quite
mistakes.
It's got quite dark themes, and explores quite intense periods of people's lives, and some really dark things have happened to these characters, but at the same time there's a lot of humour in it, and I think it will take you on quite an emotional journey with some laughs, and
it's quick. You're in. There's no lights and glitz around it. It is what it is. It's fact. It's a black and white play.
Yeah, it's a one act play. So you kind of come in, and you sort of, it's like you get on the train, and then you're just like kind of go straight through, and then before you know it, you're at the end.
I think it really is just a window into someone's life. I think, it is a working class play for working class people, and I think people can see reflections of their own lives in this play, but also it's an insight into so many people's lives that we don't know about because it's not shown.
This is, no, sorry, I was going to say that, is that like they can relate, basically, So, oh god, I was just...
No, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, they can just relate just with their lives as well, like, so they just understand, sort of, with the play, and,
So it's going to be on
May the 29th until 23rd of June, and at Clapham Omnibus Theatre.
Yeah, which is just about a 5-minute walk from Clapham Common Station.
You've got 7:30 shows. You've got 3:30 matinee on a Saturday, and then 4:30 on a Sunday. Our preview shows are £10, and then it's £16 on all the other shows.
Come see it.